Meet Prince George, the young royal who is destined for an unimaginable fortune and a life filled with prestigious titles. Born into one of the wealthiest and most powerful royal families in the world, George is set to inherit not only immense wealth, but also a unique cultural and historical legacy. Even as a baby, Prince George caused a sensation. His birth in 2013 led to a frenzy in the fashion world, with his baby clothes flying off the shelves, and he received more than 1,000 gifts, including a PS 10,000 charm bracelet. His collection of toys and vehicles is no less impressive, boasting a mini Aston Martin and an electric SUV. His vacations? Picture luxury getaways to Mustique and skiing trips in Courchevel. As he grows up, George will inherit billion-dollar estates, priceless heirlooms, and even a family claim on Wales. The British royal family is one of the oldest and most famous in the world, with a long and storied history stretching back centuries. At the center of the monarchy today is King Charles III, who took the throne after the passing of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, who reigned for over 70 years. The family includes well-known members like Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, and his wife, Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, as well as their three children Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Charlotte, and Prince Louis. As the eldest son of William and Catherine, George is not only third in line to the throne, but he is also the future heir to some of the most valuable assets in the world. When it comes to the wealth of the royal family, it's a complex mix of personal fortunes, inherited wealth, and assets tied to the institution of the monarchy. One of the most significant sources of this wealth is the Crown Estate, a massive collection of land and properties valued at around $2.5 billion. The estate includes vast rural lands, prime real estate in London, and commercial properties. While the income from the Crown Estate goes to the British Treasury, the royal family receives a portion of it, known as the sovereign grant, to cover their official expenses. In addition to the Crown Estate, there are two other key sources of royal income: the Duchies of Lancaster and Cornwall. The Duchy of Lancaster is a private estate that provides income to the reigning monarch, currently estimated to be worth over $814 million. The Duchy of Cornwall, held by the Prince of Wales, currently Prince William, after Charles became king, is worth over $1 billion. The Duchy of Cornwall is a vast estate comprising over 135,000 acres of land across 23 counties in England and Wales. It generates an annual income of about $21 million, which ensures a steady cash flow for its owner. This duchy will eventually be passed down to Prince George, along with its substantial financial benefits. Prince George, being third in line to the throne, is expected to inherit a significant portion of the royal family's wealth. As the current Duke of Cambridge, Prince William manages the Duchy of Cornwall. This duchy, valued at over $1 billion, generates significant income, which will one day be passed down to George. Beyond the institutional wealth, William also has personal assets, including money inherited from his mother, Princess Diana, and from Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. King Charles III, too, has a considerable personal fortune, estimated at around $600 million. While not all of this wealth will go directly to George, a substantial portion will likely be funneled down through the family as part of inheritances and trusts. It's not just cash that makes up the royal fortune. The royal family's wealth also includes some of the most iconic and valuable real estate in the world. Buckingham Palace, the official residence of the British monarch, is valued at an astonishing $5 billion. It is an ultimate symbol of royal luxury and prestige. Although George won't own the palace outright, he will likely spend considerable time there as he grows older and assumes more royal responsibilities. Another notable property is Kensington Palace, where Prince William and his family currently reside. Valued at around $630 million, Kensington Palace is steeped in history and serves as the royal family's London residence. George has already spent much of his childhood playing in the palace gardens, a place filled with memories of his early years. In addition to these famous residences, the royal family owns numerous private properties, including Sandringham House and Balmoral Castle. These estates are part of the family's private residences and have been used by generations of royals as retreats from public life. George's inheritance also includes access to some of these iconic properties. Beyond real estate, the royal family possesses a treasure trove of personal assets, including investments, art collections, and jewelry. One of the most famous collections is the crown jewels, housed in the Tower of London and guarded by the yeoman warders, affectionately known as beefeaters. These priceless items, which include crowns, scepters, orbs, and rings, are encrusted with some of the largest and most famous diamonds ever mined. While George won't technically own the crown jewels, he will have access to them for state occasions. Imagine the weight of a crown adorned with the 106-carat Koh-i-Noor diamond resting on his head during royal ceremonies. In addition to the crown jewels, the royal family possesses a significant collection of personal jewelry, some of which will likely be loaned to George's future spouse for public appearances. The royal collection, held in trust by the monarch, is one of the most impressive art collections in the world. It includes masterpieces by renowned artists such as Rembrandt, Leonardo da Vinci, and Vermeer. This collection is not only a visual feast but also a treasure trove of historical and financial value. George will one day have access to this incredible collection, which will further add to the cultural and financial wealth he is set to inherit. When Princess Diana tragically passed away, she left behind a substantial inheritance for her sons, William and Harry. Each received around £10 million upon turning 25, and these funds were invested wisely. It is likely that part of this wealth will eventually be passed down to George, adding to the already considerable fortune he stands to inherit. George's inheritance is not limited to castles and jewels. He also receives a slice of his grandmother's legacy, ensuring that his financial future is secure. Now let's talk about the prestigious titles and responsibilities George will one day inherit. It's not all about tea parties and waving from balconies. George is set to become the Prince of Wales and Duke of Cornwall, titles that come with a deep sense of historical significance and considerable financial benefits. As the Duke of Cornwall, George will eventually manage the Duchy of Cornwall, a massive portfolio of lands and investments worth over $1 billion, generating an annual income of about $21 million. This is more than enough to secure his financial future. George will also have access to several royal residences. While he won't directly own Buckingham Palace, he will likely spend a great deal of time there, especially for official engagements. Other properties like Sandringham House and Balmoral Castle will remain part of the family's private residences, further enriching his heritage. Unlike most of us, who have to worry about inheritance taxes eroding our legacy, George will benefit from a unique tax exemption. In 1993, a deal was struck between then Prime Minister John Major and Queen Elizabeth II, allowing the British monarch to be exempt from the usual 40% inheritance tax on large estates. This means that the wealth and properties George will inherit from his family will largely remain intact, ensuring the continuity of the royal fortune. Apart from the financial perks, George will also inherit some unusual privileges. Under an ancient law dating back to 1324, during the reign of King Edward II, the British monarch has the right to claim whales, sturgeons, and dolphins caught within 3 miles of the UK coastline. Known as fishes royal, these creatures are technically the property of the sovereign. While George is unlikely to set sail with a fishing rod and royal decree, it's a quirky reminder of the unique perks that come with being a royal. Even at his young age, Prince George is already a fashion icon. Known as the Prince George effect, anything he wears quickly sells out, from his swaddling blanket to his toddler outfits. On his 3rd birthday, George was spotted wearing a Sanuva t-shirt, which sold out within hours. Similarly, a Rachel Riley outfit he wore to Princess Charlotte's christening vanished from store shelves almost immediately. This influence on the fashion world has made George a key player in the children's fashion market, which has seen significant growth thanks to his presence. George's fashion choices have a measurable impact on the British economy, contributing an estimated £2.3 billion. This figure is a testament to the economic influence of the royal family and the commercial value they bring. As the eldest son of Prince William, George is second in line to the British throne. When Prince William becomes king, George will inherit the title of heir apparent and will receive the dukedoms of both Cornwall and Rothesay. These titles come with their own historical significance and financial benefits. In conclusion, while George is currently enjoying a childhood filled with school, play, and family, his future promises to be a fascinating blend of ancient traditions and modern responsibilities. Today, he's mastering the art of finger painting and building Lego castles. Tomorrow, he'll be managing billion-pound estates and preparing for his future role as king. With an estimated net worth of $2.7 billion tied to land, titles and his future influence, George's future is undeniably bright. His path, though filled with responsibilities, will be one of privilege, wealth, and
Additionally, the heir to the British throne is given the prestigious title of the Prince of Wales. This title has a rich history dating back to the 13th century, when it was first conferred upon Edward of Caernarfon, later King Edward II, by his father, King Edward I. Although the Prince of Wales does not inherit a specific estate like the Duchy of Cornwall, which traditionally provides income for the Duke of Cornwall, the title is imbued with immense cultural, historical, and political significance. George will most likely receive the title of Prince of Wales when his father, Prince William, ascends to the throne, continuing this important royal tradition. Upon marriage, George will also be bestowed a dukedom by the reigning monarch, a customary practice within the British royal family. Just as Prince William was made the Duke of Cambridge upon marrying Kate Middleton, George will receive a similar title, adding to his list of responsibilities and ceremonial duties. These honors and titles are not just symbolic, they come with a host of obligations that require balancing the ancient traditions of monarchy with the demands of modern public life. While George's future is steeped in royal responsibility, he currently enjoys a childhood that, while far from ordinary, is deliberately as normal as his parents can make it. His personal wealth is tied up in his future roles and titles, with an estimated future net worth of approximately $2.7 billion. However, George does not yet have any personal income, as he is too young to earn or hold assets in his own right. His wealth will eventually be derived from inheritances, royal estates, and the economic impact of his public image as Punch-or-Pull figure. Though he is only 11 years old, his future financial and social influence is already a subject of global fascination. From the moment Prince George was born, his life has been surrounded by grandeur, luxury, and the trappings of royalty. Even before his birth, the world was captivated by his impending arrival, and lavish gifts poured in from all corners of the globe. One of the first gifts George received was a stunning piece 10,000 white gold charm bracelet designed by celebrity jeweler Theo Fennell to commemorate his birth. This was only the beginning of the luxurious gifts that would mark his life as a future monarch. For his first birthday, George received more than 1,000 presents from well-wishers around the world. Among the most extravagant of these gifts was an $188,000 playhouse from his grandfather, King Charles. The playhouse, which came complete with a wood-burning stove, a daybed, and every comfort imaginable, was a symbol of the luxury that surrounded George from the earliest days of his life. While most children receive toys and clothes for their birthdays, George's gifts reflect his unique status as a future king. One of the more interesting aspects of George's childhood is his burgeoning car collection. Most children his age are content with toy cars, but George already owns an impressive array of classic and luxury vehicles. His collection started with a P-100 toy tractor, and he quickly moved on to more sophisticated models. He inherited a dark green miniature Aston Martin from his father, a child-friendly version of the famous luxury car that can reach speeds of up to 20 mph. This miniature Aston Martin is one of only 25 ever made, making it a rare and valuable possession that has been passed down through the generations of the royal family. In 2017, his uncle, Prince Harry, added to his collection by gifting him an electric SUV. Despite the lavishness of his life, Prince George's parents, Prince William and Duchess Catherine, are committed to giving their children their charm, as normal an upbringing as possible. This, of course, takes on a different meaning when you are third in line to the British throne. Alongside his siblings, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, George attends Lambrook School, a prestigious independent preparatory school in Berkshire. The school's annual tuition is a staggering $7,000 per term, but it offers top-notch facilities, including a 25-meter indoor swimming pool, a full-size AstroTurf pitch for sports, a golf course, outdoor play areas, and even a bee farm where students can learn about the environment and sustainability. The Lambrook School experience is designed to prepare students for the future, offering them a balanced education that includes academics, sports, and extracurricular activities. It is part of Prince William and Kate's strategy to ensure their children receive the best possible start in life, while still understanding the value of hard work, discipline, and compassion. George's education, in particular, will play a critical role in shaping the kind of king he will eventually become. In addition to his stellar education, Prince George has already become something of a fashion icon, thanks to his mother, Duchess Catherine. From the very beginning, George's wardrobe has been a mix of high-end designer outfits and on-trend high street fashion. He has been spotted wearing clothes from brands like Ralph Lauren, Rachel Riley, and Bowden, and anything he wears tends to sell out immediately, in effect dubbed the Prince George effect. This influence extends beyond his personal wardrobe, as his outfits often set trends for children's fashion worldwide. As George grows older, his clothing has begun to take on a more formal tone, especially when he attends public events. At the Wimbledon final in recent years, for example, he was seen wearing a tailored suit, complete with a jacket and tie. His mother, Kate Middleton, has deliberately chosen more formal clothing for George as a way to ease him into his future role as a public figure and future king. While most children his age are content wearing jeans and t-shirts, George is already mastering the art of royal fashion, preparing him for the many ceremonial roles he will one day undertake. Vacationing as a royal is also a far cry from the average family holiday. George's holidays are nothing short of extraordinary, with trips to some of the world's most exclusive and luxurious destinations. At just 6 months old, George took his first vacation to the private Caribbean island of Mustique, where the royal family stayed in a lavish 4-bedroom villa. The villa came complete with its own butler, chef, housekeeper, and gardener, ensuring that every need was catered to in the most luxurious way possible. Since then, George has returned to Mustique multiple times with his family, enjoying the island's sun-drenched beaches and clear blue waters. In addition to tropical getaways, George is also an avid skier and regularly visits the French Alps with his family. In 2016, the family chartered a private jet for a ski trip to Courchevel, one of the most exclusive ski resorts in the world. Traveling in style is just part of the royal experience for George, who has become accustomed to private planes and first-class travel from a very young age. In addition to luxurious vacations, Prince George is set to inherit a wealth of family heirlooms and estates as he grows older. Among the most significant of these is St. Edward's crown, which was worn by King Charles at his coronation. This crown, made of solid gold and adorned with over 400 gemstones, including rubies, sapphires, and garnets, is a symbol of royal power and authority. The crown will one day be passed down to George as part of his royal inheritance. There is also speculation that George could inherit Highgrove House, King Charles's beloved £3.9 million estate in Gloucestershire. This estate, known for its beautiful gardens and sustainable farming practices, is a symbol of King Charles's environmental legacy and would be a fitting property for George to inherit as he grows into his role as a future king. Despite his privileged lifestyle, George also participates in a number of traditional royal events that help to ground him in the responsibilities he will one day assume. Each year, his birthday is marked with lavish celebrations, but it is also a time when he receives a number of personal and royal gifts, including additions to his ever-growing car collection. In addition to birthdays, George attends high-profile royal events such as Trooping the Colour and Christmas at Sandringham. These events, steeped in royal tradition, provide George with a glimpse into the future duties he will undertake as a senior member of the royal family. As Prince George grows older, the question of what his future career might look like has already sparked public curiosity. From a young age, George has shown a keen interest in aviation, a passion shared by many members of his family. His father, Prince William, trained as a Royal Air Force (RAF) search and rescue pilot, while his uncle, Prince Harry, underwent rigorous training as an Apache helicopter pilot and served on active duty in Afghanistan. Even King Charles has a history of flying, adding to the rich legacy of aviation in the royal family. During a family trip to Germany and Poland in 2017, George reportedly expressed great excitement at the sight of helicopters, eagerly exploring the cockpit and identifying different aircraft. This budding interest in aviation has led to speculation that George may one day pursue a career in the skies, potentially following in the footsteps of his father and uncle by becoming a pilot. In a more recent interaction, Prince William shared with Reverend Squadron Leader Chrissy Lacey at a Buckingham Palace garden party that George dreams of visiting an Yale base, further hinting at his passion for flight. Given the royal family's deep connection to aviation, it wouldn't be surprising if George were to pursue this path as he grows older, adding another layer to his already extraordinary life. Education will play a major role in shaping George's future opportunities, particularly as he moves from Lambrook School to higher levels of schooling. There is speculation that George will attend Marlborough College, a prestigious school known for its academic rigor and holistic approach to education. Marlborough College has a long-standing tradition of educating members of the British elite, including George's mother, Duchess Catherine. Whether George chooses to focus his studies on aviation, military training, or a different field entirely, he will have access to some of the best educational resources available. This, coupled with the guidance of his family, will help him navigate the complex world of royal duties, public service, and personal aspirations. As Prince George grows older, the British monarchy is also undergoing significant changes. Under King Charles's reign, the monarchy has embraced modern values and social progress, while maintaining its connection to tradition.